What's up, everyone? Happy New Year. I'm going to go through some of the Black Pearl Inferno stuff. This is one of the males right here that we just hatched out not too long ago. And these are some of the females that we used to breed. These are pure Black Pearl charcoal females. This is that same male. He actually darkened up big time. You can see his tail is a hell of a lot darker. And all the lighter bands on his body have darkened up big time, and his head. He's got a really cool color to him. But I'm going to hold on to this guy. I actually had him listed for sale, but he's starting to look really nice, and I could definitely use another pretty dark male. But we do have his clutch mate right here. And this thing's got some pretty cool color too. It's definitely not nearly as dark, but it goes from this like really cool like copper kind of color in the darker bands. And the head actually does get pretty dark. And we have a female right here that we hatched out either late last year or early this year. And she looked almost identical when she was younger. And you can see as the video progresses here, because my battery actually died at one point, that they starting to lighten up just throughout the video. The Black Pearl gene definitely has some type of mood ring attached to it, kind of like a blizzard. And you definitely go through major color changes sometimes in a short amount of time. You can see the that lighter green kind of showing a lot more. The longer they're out and the more they cool down, the more they seem to change. But these two are pretty cool, and the little one's a male, the bigger one's a female, and I think I'm actually going to let these two go. This right here is actually the male that we used to make the first generation, and then I held back one of the males from that pairing last year, and then that's what I used to make the babies that you just saw. But we also use this guy. We're working on just pure Paradox Inferno stuff, and then we also have the Paradox radar project. And some of them really turned out pretty nice. They looked pretty good when they first hatched out, and they're starting to look much better. But this guy's still a killer. This is his second season breeding, and he doesn't really lose a whole lot of color. He eats great throughout the whole breeding season. He doesn't really seem to slow down a bit. These are some of the last ones that hatched out from last season. They're getting pretty big now. They're getting some real nice color to them. This thing's almost red. And both of these, they look just like the male did when he was younger, so I definitely think they're going to turn out pretty nice. We actually got our first two clutches from breeding that male back to two of his daughters that we hatched out here. So this will be like our first generation basically of Inferno to Inferno stuff. Last season my females were the Paradox females, so they were 50% red stripe. So now we have much more Inferno blood. We're basically almost back to pure Infernos. We definitely retain the look too, is what matters. But anyway, even the het radar stuff is looking awesome. Some of them are really starting to color up now, and I'm pretty excited about that as well. We got a lot going on this season. The white and yellow stuff's pretty much, I have a handful of eggs left to hatch, but most of the females are done laying for the season. This is one of the females that we produced here. She's really sweet looking. She's got a lot of that emerine color to her. A little bit of carroting in the tail too. That's another thing we really want to work on this year. And this girl's actually got a little bit of color on her underbelly too, which is pretty cool. But she was the first one to lay, and then my favorite female, one of the girls that has a pretty big Paradox spot, she actually laid too. I really couldn't get her to sit still too well. These couple screenshots that I have were about the only split seconds that she actually stopped moving. But she's incredible looking. She almost looks as good as Dad, if not better, because she's got a little more of the emerine left. But she's got a big old Paradox spot. I didn't get a good shot of it, so I'll have to take another picture later on. But I can't wait to see what her babies look like. She laid a clutch a day later. This is some of the het radar stuff. I really didn't get every one of them. I got a couple of the males, but I do have one of the males that I want to post for sale pretty soon. He's getting pretty big and he's starting to look pretty cool. But that girl right there I'm holding back, and this one right here I'm definitely going to hold on to as well. I really like the high white sides on some of these. I actually got a lot of nose bands on these, which is pretty cool. That male never really threw any before, and this female, I don't really remember her producing any. But I love the color on these. They definitely got a pretty wide range of color. They look like they're holding on to some pattern. But I can't wait till in the future to breed some of these back together. Like I said before, the ones we produced last season, I only had 1 or 2 females left to choose from, so it wasn't like I really got to pick my best bell and breed it to my Inferno male. It was basically what I had left, and I wanted to at least try to start that project. But this season we used a much better female, and you can tell these babies just look way better. The worst ones from this season probably look better than the nicest one from last season. I really like the color on the heads of most of these too. They got some pretty decent color. As always, guys, thanks for watching. I'm definitely going to do another video soon.